deck and back into the pit.
Vortex, of course, our dictionary word of the day. And Randy wins. We're inserting it into the show earliest.
Thanks, John. That's a winner right there. Pretty impressive. Dale Warren, Peter Young steps up in the 10th frame, knows exactly what he needs to do and gets it done.
And his numbers didn't fluctuate at all. I mean, that's talking about repeating shots under the pressure. That's pretty impressive. You can see why he's been a champion for a long time.
But if you're just joining us, remember, this is a best 2 of 3. They will move to the short lane, the short oiled lane.
Short lane, 34 feet in length. The long lane, 44 feet in length.
It's going to be interesting to see how Stewart does on the short next game. I believe he struggled a little bit early on until the lane transition, and you don't get a lot of that. They don't have that luxury of having much transition during these if you're bowling on fresh oiled lanes.
And Del, I think one of the questions viewers may have is, does the left have an advantage over the right, or vice versa, based on the oil pattern?
I think in this particular venue, I would say no. Especially the caliber of the players. They're pretty versatile. They know the patterns. They know what to do. So I think it's going to come down to guts.
All right, our first game, Peter Young of Sweden is the victor. One of the most important parts of the Kegel World Ranking Masters here at the Kegel Training Center are the sponsors. Storm, a big sponsor. Mark Jackson talked with Randy Peterson about Storm.
You know, guys, celebrities aren't...
Randy will be back with game 2 right after this. All right, we are back with game 2 of the men's final of the Kegel World Ranking Masters Championship in the Kegel Training Center in Lake Wales, Florida. John Pelkey, Randy Peterson, Del Warren, Stuart Williams, down 0-1. First of all in the second game.
Del, we've seen some unique pin carry in this building. Some shots that look like they should strike when they don't, pocket hits, and then other shots that carry real well, off hits, the balls that go through the nose, the light pocket hits that sometimes carry. Can you explain a little bit about the pin carry here at Kegel?
It is truly a unique situation. First of all, the kickbacks down at the pins have 400 pounds of steel on each side, and the pin decks, there's a 500-pound steel plate on the pin deck. So, and that all 12 lanes are attached to the walls. So the coefficient of restitution, or how much energy the pin is losing, is next to none. That's why they're bouncing all over the place.
Compare that to a regular bowling center.
Most the pin decks are wood, and you get a lot more energy loss as the pins collide with each other and they collide with the kickbacks. Therefore, you don't see as the pins bouncing back and forth in most bowling centers like you do here.
Here's a replay of Peter's first roll.
You could see just what Dale's talking about, all the pins that are coming over, and where most places Peter would have ended up with a big ugly split, and there he goes through the nose and just leaves himself a single pin spare. Throwing it real hard, Parts. 20 miles an hour, over 20 miles an hour, and now we're on the shorter pattern. You would expect his ball speed to come up.
It has. It's come up about a half a mile an hour, and I suspect that his rev rate's come down a little bit, and he's playing a little more direct, actually. Moves way out.
And John, you see exactly what we're talking about. Two different lane conditions, two completely different ways to attack the lanes. And Dale,
He's up to 20.
Again, he's now up to 20 miles an hour.
And
but
below 19, up to 20, outplaying an 11 board.
Right, much straighter down the lane with more ball speed to hold the ball on line on the shorter pattern.
A lot more entry angle too. 5.1. He was in the 2s on the long pattern.
Peter Young up 1 game to none in this best 2